What's good YouTube? Welcome to my channel, Lars and Conditioning. Bodybuilding is the most dangerous sport, I believe, that we actually have nowadays. And in this sort of situation, I use the term sport pretty loosely. Because, in all honesty, bodybuilding is not really like an actual sport. You don't have proper test of physicality, like how high you can jump, how fast you can sprint, or how far you can run, how much you can lift. There's not really like a proper test of your physical capabilities. So this is why I use the term loosely in terms of calling bodybuilding a sport. But it is considered a sport, and under the umbrella of a sport, it is the most dangerous that we actually have. People are dying left and right from this sport, and it happens all the time. And every time it happens, we always talk about like, when is it going to be enough, so on and so forth. And recently we had a girl of 20 years of age dying at a bodybuilding competition due to, well, the antibiotics that she used and having to get excessively lean and also dehydrate herself. This sport is so dangerous that it will actively take people's lives away simply just for participating in the sport. And another reason why I use the term loose, calling it a sport, is that in pretty much any other sport, you have some sort of very objective that either you lifted the weight, or you didn't, or you sprinted X distance in a certain amount of time, or you didn't. When it comes to bodybuilding, it's all subjective. What you like to see versus what I like to see, or what your friends or your mom would like to see, that's inherently going to be very different. Which means it's all personal preference, what you like to see or not. And that makes it extremely difficult to actually have any sort of like proper gauge on who wins or who should win. Then it all becomes an opinion. It all becomes what you feel. And when it comes to a sport, who wins and who loses should by no stretch of the imagination be based upon what you feel or who you feel should win. And this is always a conversation within the bodybuilding as a sport. It's always a talk about like X person got robbed or oh no, that's totally justified. But that never happens in any other sport. Why? Because we have very clear-cut answers of who wins and who loses. Either you sprint the distance the fastest, or you lift the most weight, or you complete the most reps in a given time. It's very like objective speaking. You cannot argue your way out of it. And this is what makes it a bit difficult to actually take that bodybuilding as a sport serious. And then we have, like I said, we have people dying from it all the time. And even at the age of like 20, like you, at that point you're so young, your life has barely begun, but your life ended before you actually like, and I don't mean to laugh, your life ended before it actually really begun. And that is a really like sad state of affairs. And we don't see this with any other sport. And that's what makes it inherently so incredibly dangerous, that you can, at a very young age, just because of how the sport is made, die from it. And without it really being your own fault, just for liking this sport. And I think a sport that has a price tag of your life just for participating, that's a way too high price tag just to participate in a sport. Thank you for watching. Lars Conditioning, signing out.